Hi beautiful. So today I wanted to create a video that talks all about scripting and of course my upcoming 6-week scripting class. So for those that purchased my How to Script Your Dream Life book, I gifted you a bunch of workbooks in my first scripting modules that I created about, now it's going on 2 years. It's crazy to me how time flies. So you wanted more. I got a lot of emails saying, Daisy, what's next? Absolutely love this. I wish you had something more daily interactive. So it took me some time and I decided to make a 6-week scripting class where you could have daily prompts, daily exercises, modules, techniques, just different ways, audio rituals for you to really clear any baggage or blocks that might be getting in the way of you manifesting. So you asked for it and I have delivered. So today I sent out an email. It went out literally a couple of minutes ago. I mean, by the time you see this video. And we talk about the power of decision. And one of the things that I did in this new scripting class is how to really emphasize more on lifestyle than I want a car, I want a house, I want a soulmate. More like the lifestyle. Because if you focus on yourself, and a lot of people don't grasp that, I was one of them. You focus on yourself, on what you want in your life will come to you, because you become that vibration, you become that energy. If you shift what doesn't serve you, and sometimes it's hard because we have people in our lives, situations, circumstances, jobs, that try to interfere and block us from, our best possible outcomes, but making those decisions every day. And I'm going to give you an example. So you guys have heard me for a couple of months now complaining that my mother-in-law came in to move with me. And it's been really hard because me and her haven't had the best relationship. She's actually been a very, very negative dark Lala, because my mom is that victim energy and stuff like that, but she's very loving. This lady is beyond words. So she comes back into my life. She has severe Alzheimer's and dementia, like one of the worst cases that you could have. And she has all of this, I feel, and I could be wrong because I'm not a doctor, so take everything I say with a grain of salt. I feel that sometimes when you go through dementia and Alzheimer's, you kind of enhance who you are, right? Because my great aunt also had Alzheimer's, and her fantasy was always having this beautiful loving relationship. She was always into the stars and celebrities. So her dementia created this fantasy love affair with a star. And it was quite beautiful, quite inspiring to see her kind of try to live some of the things that she wanted, with her is very negative. So I had to make the decision because I stopped working. I'm little trickles here, behind on work. So I had to make the decision of putting myself first, saying, okay, how do I clear this guilt over having to take care of this woman when I have my responsibilities, when I have to do the things that I have to do, and of course live my lifestyle. I'm living my lifestyle. So of course I connect with spirit. I do a lot of meditation, and spirit usually takes me on these scenic memory lanes, right? And they took me to a time when she was taking care of her mom. Her mom didn't have Alzheimer's, but she had osteoporosis. So she really couldn't move. So she was in bed all the time. I took care of her. I was 16 years old. I was pregnant with my first son. And I took care of her mom, but her mom was the sweetest thing in the world. I remember she wouldn't let her eat certain things, so she also was diabetic. And so of course, as I was super preggo, I used to make pastas and shells and coffees and just all these yummy things to eat, and she would get really excited. And I would always give her a little bit, you know, be like, shh, don't say nothing, you know. Even at that age, I had the mentality that you should live the life that you desire. If you want to eat pasta, eat your pasta. I'm not saying don't take care of yourself, don't make responsible decisions. But, you know, she was already in her 90s. You know what I'm saying? So long story short, she complained. She was there for a couple of months. Me and her got in this huge fight because she took my bed. You know, the whole thing was that she was supposed to, you know, she was going to share the bed with her mom. And my mother-in-law's always been very selfish, self-centered, all about herself, you know. And I was pregnant, and then I just had my son, and I was, you know, living with my husband in his old room because we were super young. Anyways, long story short, she would take my bed. She would literally go to sleep early before I, you know, and just take my bed. And then, and this lasted for months, even after. So though my ninth and my last weeks of my pregnancy, I was sleeping on the floor. It was really hard. Even when I think about it, it's like very emotional. So Spirit took me to that memory, seeing this woman not caring for her mom, for me, for anybody, just herself, right? And it's like, Daisy, you're caring for her. You take care of her. You cook for her. You make sure that she's bathed. You make sure that she has clothes. She never did this for any of you guys. Never, ever. So it's like, you cannot feel guilty. You cannot feel guilty because there's no guilt involved here. So, I talked to, because she has a lot of, like, you know, through her insurance and stuff, you know, social workers, case managers. And I said, I need all the help that I can get because I have to work. I have to work. I have to do myself. So I made the decision to delegate so she has someone take care for her. So she really doesn't, like, she doesn't like me doing things for her. She snaps at me. Like, last week, her nurse told her not to drink coffee because she had an upset stomach and the coffee was going to make it worse. And I was very kind and gentle. I said, hey, you know, why don't I make you tea or a little soup? And she lashed out at me. You know, and then she noticed it afterwards, but it hurts, you know, it hurts when these things. So the reason I'm sharing all of this with you is because you have the decision in your life to decide to do the things that are good for you. And then you have to love yourself enough to say when things are not for you. And since I'm such a giving, loving, yes person, when things come at me that I have to be responsible for or do this or that and the other, when I'm like being pushed to say, no, I'm going to delegate, or that's not my issue. I cannot just save everyone. I'm one people, right? So I tend to feel, which is something that Diane, we talked about in my Language of Money live that I did a couple days ago. Excuse me. My voice is still crazy. So it's still up. It's going to come down in less than a week. So take advantage and watch that video. Take notes. I will link it below so you know what I'm talking about. So how do you make a decision? Because that's what we talked about. That's what's in the email. And those are things that are going to go into the scripting class. You are the creator of your lifestyle. You are the one that makes the decision how you want to live, what you want, what you don't want, and how to go through the rut, the slack, the stagnant energies that are making you feel less than. Like, she's really good because, like I said, you know, I was a child when she was very dominated over me. And now here I am going to be 49 in a couple weeks. And having her here just brings out a lot of that old conditioning, those old negative memories, things that I just didn't want to be part of my life. So how do you shift when you go through situations like that? So you know, in the scripting class, what I do is I kind of take you guys on these emotional, energetic shifts. I did something similar in the video, The Language of Money, right? Because we go through what we desire, what we don't desire, what we desire, what we don't desire. So we could be clear on what it is that we want in our lives. And a lot of gurus and other teachers and stuff try to tell you, you have to think positive all the time, only happy thoughts. And then it's like, realistically, we have thousands of thoughts a day. And if we don't It's like if I have a cut and I don't clean it, if I don't address it, if I don't add antibiotics like Neosporin and stuff like that, the cut's going to get worse. It's going to get infected. It could lead to an infection in my blood that could even make me perish. You hear about stuff like that. And I know that's like a strong, metaphor for you to realize that we are going to go through things in our lives, situations, circumstances that we need to address. Who's in your life making you feel lack or less? This could be your significant other. This could be your parents. It could be everyone, because sometimes when you're so good-hearted, unfortunately, when you don't stand up for yourself, people are going to take advantage of that. And, it's you becoming that type of person. It's like, you know what? This is not what I want. This doesn't fit with my lifestyle. And allowing the changes. A lot of the arguments that I have with my husband is that he swears on the same 16-year-old that he married fucking 32 years ago. And we go through these kind of energetic roller coasters of me saying, I'm not that person. This is what I want. This is what I'm creating. And going through the differences, either coming to a compromise, or I just kind of let him do his shit and then I do my shit. And then when he wants attention, he's like, well, I better fix this, right? Because that's what I do. I put everything on the table. This is what I'm doing. This is how it is. And I do compromise because there's a lot of compromising here. But you also have to see when you're with someone that's always taking and is not addressing your needs. There has to be an in-between. For me, that was hard because I'm always the giver, the nurturer, the one that takes care of everything, the one to make sure everything gets done, the one that addresses all the bills, the one that addresses all the ailments and sicknesses, the one that everybody who's going through someone, they call for advice or help or monetary. So that's me all the fucking time. So it took me a very long time. And again, like I say, I'm going to be 49. Like this is my last year of my 40s, right? For me to realize that I'm important, that what I want to do with my life is very important. And if you're going to be part of my life, then you either have to come to an understanding, come to an in-between, or get the fuck out of my way, because it's not fair, And then those are and I'm sharing all of this with you guys because I want you to know that as I create these courses, they're very personal because I use them in my life. I'm constantly making decisions is a daily exercise. Every time you wake up, it's a new slate. It's a new day. It's a new decision. It's a new creation. So everything you do today is creating tomorrow. So when I made the decision in 2015 to decide I don't want to live, with my parents, I definitely didn't want to live in Miami. I want to go somewhere where I'm super happy all the time. What is my happy place, And every time I would come to Orlando, I was super happy. It's really bad. I think it's issues with my heart and stuff. It's pretty crazy. So every time that I would see the turnpike and it would say Disney World, it would say Orlando Disney World, I would get butterflies. I would get super excited. And I knew that was always my happiness. I would buy annual passes and come up here multiple times a year just to kind of get away from the day-to-day craziness. I share all this with you because a lot of people think that being wealthy is having a yacht or a jet or what. Being wealthy is you finding your happiness, your peace, your contentment, your pure life. Where is it you want to be? What is it that you want to do? Where do you want to live? So we're going to be working that in the new scripting class. The first thing we do, of course, I talk more in depth about the decisions because this is very important. Because if you're in limbo, well, I could take care of my mother-in-law. I could just, because that was me a couple weeks ago. I could just fit her into my daily stuff. It'll be fine. I have enough time because I do. I bend time. That's a real thing. You could research that. I bend time to such a way that I could do all my work in one day. Like, if I'm behind on like videos and stuff like that for my clients, I literally will bend time. And I know it sounds crazy and you probably turned off my channel by now, but I could bend time in such a way that I could do all my work in one day and have more than enough time and sit down and be like, holy shit, how did I do all that? You know, it's super crazy. So I said, I'll just, you know, fit her in. But then what I started to notice is it wasn't even about that. It was my well-being. It was the way she made me feel. It was her chasing me around the house all day, asking me this and that and the other, because she, like I said, she lives in a very dark space. She has a lot of unfinished business that she didn't take care of. She has a lot of guilt, a lot of resentment. So it's just like a lot that she's mentally going through, along with Alzheimer's and dementia. And then her constant trying to do my stuff, I'm trying to do this and that, and her constantly trying to bring my vibration down just took a toll on me, you know. So when she finally, because she had a severe infection and they took her away for a couple weeks, I went into that sacred space. I cleansed and cleared my house. I rearranged a lot of things. And I came back to my pure state, my sacred space state. And when my husband's like, look, we're going to bring her back. She's much better. You know, he talked to the doctors and stuff. And I said to him, this is your responsibility. This is your mom. You can't put her on me. You can't do it. When you're not here, I'll take care of her. But there also needs to be somebody that comes here to take care of her when I'm doing my work, because I'm not going to do this. I'm not, because it's my time, and my time is the most precious thing. So you have to make the decision, and I'm sharing all this, and I know it's personal because it's what I'm going through, but think about the things in your life. I don't remember what comedian I was watching yesterday that I thought it was super funny. I don't know about you guys, but I think I might have worked in a cubicle one time in my life. Apparently in New York, it's a big thing. People work in cubicles. And he was saying like how depressing it is that you're inside of this virtual box, because it's literally just like fake walls, and that you're trying, like he says that when you pass by them, they're like trying to get up and look at other people. And so it's like, I created a lifestyle that I love. I love my work. I love my work. I wake up every day excited to get on my computer, to read my emails, to see who says that I helped them with this or that and the other, to create the next content that I know is going to help you guys manifest your lifestyle. So every day I make the different decisions for me to be, stronger, better at my work, at what I want, at what I intend and desire. So I'm going to help you through these 6 weeks when we start a scripting class, to make the decisions that fit your needs, to create that lifestyle that makes you happy. Like one of the things that I do is, if I'm ever feeling like in a slump energy, or I need a happy day, right? So whenever I'm feeling that lack energy, I make sure that I go to Disney. And I could do that. I make sure that I could go have my coffee. Now it's cold, which is, I love this season. Have a, hot cocoa, go to Ghirardelli. I play Pokemon. I'm a child, mentally, spiritually. I'm this happy optimist, I think it's one of my greatest gifts, is that I'm an optimist, and that's why I do the work that I do, and I'm able to share this magic with you guys, because I have all this positive energy that emanates from me that I'm able to share with everyone. So I cannot allow other people, whoever they are, to diminish my light, because I am a beacon of light, and I'm here, and my purpose is to expand out that beacon of energy and light so you guys could be inspired. And the way that you support me is by supporting yourself. Because if you take my classes and courses, you are receiving this eminent energy. You are receiving this radiance. You're receiving this manifesting techniques. And then, since you're doing it on a daily basis, 6 week is more than 21 days, right? Because that's over a month. So you start to notice, even while you're in the class, all of this magic. And then, you know, I ask certain questions so I can see where you are, you know, and sometimes because I do get, you know, low vibration dark lalas that will take my class, and I'm able to see, you know, where they are, what they're going through, what is not matching. And so I'll, you know, send them messages. Sometimes I'll send them extra because, okay, they're going through this. So Spirit's like, yeah, this is because of that. So I have so much content that I could send them this, that, or the other to bring them out of those shifts and vibrations that have them in this, you know, rut. So that's the cool thing, you know. And today I'm going to be sharing the module for my Magic of Decision Making. And it starts on the 13th, December 13th, which I think is next Wednesday, if I'm not mistaken. That calendar is very behind. And during my vision board party, which I really hope you guys come, because we are going to be creating crazy vision scripting boards. I'm going to share with you some magic of vision scripting. Nobody shares this. Like, the stuff that Spirit shares with me and I share with you comes from divine source, comes from the Almighty God. So it's like, a lot of times when I share this stuff, no one has this. No one knows anything about this. It's super crazy. Like, when I created this book back in 2018, this book, no one had a scripting book on Amazon. I am the first Amazon scripting book. And then now there's like a bunch of other ones. If you go to my Amazon, I'm the one with the most journals. You know, I have how to manifest, how to script your soulmate into existence, which is really popular. And we use Divine Magic. I have a whole course on that, you know, whole class that you could use, not only their journal, but that you could script your soulmate into existence, even if you're with your lover and you just want that soulmate relationship. I didn't create one for pregnancy. Maybe that will be something I'll do in the next couple of months. 2024 is a whole other year, right? But I have how to script your pregnancy into existence for those of you that are pregnant, that are wanting to get pregnant, that are doing medical whatever's for pregnancy. I scripted my pregnancy. I think it might have been, I'll tell you, 99, 2000, 1, 2, 3, 4 years. I scripted my pregnancy 4 years before I had my daughter. So seeing the magic of manifesting the things that you intend and desire is truly inspirational. And I love that I have this in my journals. These are records. You know, like I tell my daughter, you literally have how you were co-created into existence, you know? And just a lot of like little things, And I share this with you because, you know, it's not about just 6 weeks. This is a daily way of life. This is like, you are important. What you're trying to manifest is important. It's actually the most important thing. So taking time for you, doing the things that you need to do to create the lifestyle that you want to live is important. I have created my lifestyle. I'm only moving up from where I am. And something else that I share in this class is what gratitude is. A lot of people just think that gratitude is saying thank you. There's so much more to gratitude. Gratitude is an energy, is a vibration, it's a frequency. And people just think it's like, oh, thank you. Thank you for my coffee. It's so delish. But there's more to that. There's so much more to gratitude. And I love it when Spirit breaks things down to such a way that I could also bring it down to such a like clear way for you to understand. People don't do this. And the reason why I make sure I do this, because I really dislike when I'm learning from masters and they're like, think happy thoughts, you know, or you have to be in the channel, you have to be in the frequency, you have to live in the end. And you're like, what the fuck are you talking about? You know, can you explain this? So that's my goal. So I hope this brings a lot of knowledge and wisdom. I thank you all for being part of my magic and part of my world. I know that I was a little late on my my weekly video. This is all for you guys. Always make sure you take notes, you share, you hit the notification bell, and you subscribe, because I'm always sharing wisdom straight from source. Namaste.